You're listening to the Doctor Is In podcast, brought to you by MartinClinic.com. During the episode, the doctors share a lot of information. As awesome as the info may be, it is not intended to diagnose, cure, treat, or prevent any disease. It's strictly for informational purposes.
The question is asked, did you take your vitamins today? I want to go through that list of the things that I take every day, my favorite vitamins. Some of them might surprise you. So did you take your vitamins? That's the question this morning, and very important, okay? So good morning to you, and we'll just keep going, okay? So did you take your vitamins this morning? Good question, right? I take them in the morning. People ask me why, and that is because I'm a senior citizen and I'll forget. I've often put supplements in my pocket, and so that I would take them at lunch or whatever. Guess what happens? They're in my pocket the next day. I didn't take them, I forgot. So I like to take mine all at once. Some of you might take a supplement like magnesium or whatever at night. It helps you to sleep. But I want to tell you what I take, okay? So some of these vitamins might surprise you, okay? So let me just give you one. Let's start with vitamin A. Did you take your vitamin A this morning? Okay, vitamin A. Dr. Martin, you never talk about vitamin A. Well, vitamin A, by the way, interesting that in the third world, one of the things that they see the most is vitamin A deficiency, because they see so much blindness and things like that in the third world because they don't get vitamin A. Now let me explain why I think vitamin A is important. Vitamin A, your immune system won't be working properly without vitamin A, but secondly, your eyes need vitamin A. Now, you can get vitamin A from two sources. One from the plant kingdom, and the plant kingdom gives you what they call beta-carotene. You think of eyes and you think of carrots. It's all right. But a better source is pro-retinol, and that is found in, Dr. Martin always says this, eggs, meat, and cheese. Eggs, meat, and cheese. So did you take your vitamin A this morning? I had eggs this morning. Not only does it have lutein and choline and all these wonderful amino acids that are so good for you. Guys, did you take your vitamin A this morning? I did. Now, did you take your B12 this morning? Well, I did. You see, I don't necessarily have to take B12 in a supplement because I absorb my B12. I check my B12 levels all the time, and mine are very good. And it's because I eat a lot of red meat. Did you eat your bacon this morning? I did. You get B12 in that. A lot of you have to supplement because you have digestive issues, you have a malabsorption syndrome, you have what they call you don't have the intrinsic factor to even break down B12. And a lot of you take B12 as a supplement, and you need B12. You need vitamin A from food. Some patients I'll give vitamin A, but most people I tell them, look, it's because you're a vegetarian or you're a vegan. You're not going to get vitamin A. There's not enough. You can't rely on beta-carotene for your vitamin A. You need the one that's more bioavailable, and you need the pro-retinol A. And that is found in eggs, meat, and cheese. There's a reason I always talk about that. Vitamin B12 is found in red meat. You do not get B12 in the plant kingdom. It's not in there. Well, maybe a mouse could live on B12 in the plant kingdom, but no one else can. Okay, so did you take your vitamin A? Did you eat your vitamin A this morning? Did you eat your B12, or did you take it as a supplement? Here's one of my favorite supplements. My favorite supplements, vitamin C. Yeah, coffee. Not vitamin C. I always say this, that Linus Pauling won the Nobel Prize. I remember he came to our college in the 1970s. He was a rock star because he had just won the Nobel Prize in medicine for his research on vitamin C. But this is my vitamin C. Coffee. Yeah, the true vitamin C, okay? Why is coffee so good for you, okay? It's a tremendous source. It's actually a better source of antioxidants than vitamin C itself is. Now, I'm not against vitamin C, okay? So just remember that, okay? I'm not against it. But I like my vitamin C, which is coffee, okay? Because coffee's so good for you. And I was the guy preaching this 30 years ago, 40 years ago, when coffee was getting a bad rap. But the more they study coffee, the more they realize it's good for you. Do you know that coffee acts just like metformin? Yeah, you know what they give metformin for? Diabetes. So when you have a coffee with your meal, it actually acts like metformin. It actually acts like metformin. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, vitamin A in cod liver oil. Remember when they used to give us, I remember when my mother gave me cod liver oil as a little boy, and my grandma too. Okay, why did they give that? They gave it for rickets. They because of a lack of vitamin D, but the vitamin A, there was vitamin A in there, which is so tremendous for your immune system. This is why I tell my patients, you better be eating your vitamin A through your eggs, meat, and cheese. Eggs, meat, and cheese. That's what gives your immune system a tremendous boost. Okay, so we talked about vitamin A, we talked about vitamin D. We're going to go through some of the alphabet today. A, B, C, D, okay? I hate coffee, but I like tea. Well, tea ain't C. And it ain't vitamin T either. Tea's all right. It just doesn't have the antioxidant quality that vitamin C does, okay? Vitamin C, when I mean coffee, okay? It acts like metformin. Do you know that coffee actually helps to burn fat? Coffee actually helps to burn fat. It's been proven in studies to decrease your risk of esophageal cancer, colon cancer. Do you know that coffee protects your liver? Yeah, it protects your liver. You need your liver. It protects your DNA, and we all know it gives you energy. So you see why I love coffee so much? I know my wife says that I only look at positive studies when it comes to coffee. It's true. If you put out a negative study, I won't read it. No, I'm just kidding. There's no negative. The only negative is when you put sugar in your coffee. Stop doing that. No sugar. Okay. So, vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D. Now, do I have to tell you about vitamin D? Why it's so important? I took 8,000 IUs this morning, 8 drops of vitamin D. And vitamin D is so good for you. I take it every day. And if I'm not in Florida, because when I'm in Florida, I get a lot of sun. And because we don't get a lot of sun, we live in Northern Ontario. I don't know so much about this climate change thing, you know. I don't know. Is there a climate crisis? I don't know. I live in Northern Ontario. I'm looking outside. We got snow on the ground. I suspect we'll have snow on the ground next year in December. I don't know. Anyway, don't get me going on climate, okay? But all I'm saying is vitamin D, you guys know that there's nothing in your body that doesn't need vitamin D. Every cell in your body needs vitamin D. Vitamin D is not a vitamin, it's a hormone. And that's why you don't overdose. I know people think it's a fat-soluble vitamin. You need to be careful. Doctors are so, you're taking too much vitamin D. You know what? I mean, look, I guess you could drink too much coffee. I guess. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even in moderation, guys, because what they're showing is the directly proportional to everything in your body's health is directly proportional to the amount of vitamin D you take. It's just, the research is so conclusive that vitamin D helps with everything. Everything from sleep to cancer, to cardiovascular, to diabetes, to everything to do with your brain, your immune system. Think of every organ, think of every cell It needs vitamin D. Yeah, you need vitamin D. And it's amazing to me how people, they look at the sun as the boogeyman. I get people today, even today, oh, Dr. Martin, I don't go in the sun. I mean, the sun, it can give you cancer. And it gives me a headache when I hear that. Okay? And look, if you're hypersensitive to the sun, you got lupus or something, okay, I understand that, but don't put the rest of the population in with you. I see people down in Florida, like Rosie and I like to walk, and they got a large hat, like wide hat, and gloves on, and they're covering every inch of their body. And I feel like going and stripping them. Like, are you crazy? You need vitamin D. And look, if you live where we live, you need vitamin D in the wintertime. It's your natural flu shot. You guys know that. I think I brought up a study the other day that showed that the vitamin D is it came on the BBC, where in the United Kingdom, they never see the sun. And they're extremely low in vitamin D. And they're some of the most unhealthy population in the whole world is in the United Kingdom. It's incredible. Alzheimer's is number one killer in people of the United Kingdom. And they got heart disease and cancer coming out the wazoo. And they never see the sun. Well, a little bit, but not much. Not much. And so they need vitamin D. They need vitamin D. Okay, so did you take your vitamin A? Did you take your vitamin B12? See, I don't talk about okay, here's people asking me that I get asked all the time. What about a B complex, Dr. Martin? Well, do you eat eggs, meat, and cheese? Yes. Well, you don't need a B complex. B12 is different because if you have trouble with absorbing B12, then, even if you eat red meat, you should take a B12 supplement. But you never hear me talking about taking the other B vitamins, like B1, B2, and B3. I don't talk about that. Why don't I talk about it? Because it's found in eggs, meat, and cheese in the most perfect bioavailable way. All of it. All your B vitamins, including B12, are found in, I'd rather you eat it than take it. It's like vitamin A. Do you ever hear me really talking about people taking a supplement? Now, I might give you a supplement of vitamin A. I rarely ever give it alone, but I often give it to people that need it. Their immune system is extremely low. Their eyesight is terrible, and they have macular degeneration or whatever, and I often give them vitamin A as a supplement. I don't give it alone. I usually give it in my blood boost. But you know what? I love vitamin A, but I like to eat vitamin A. I like to eat my B vitamins, my B complex. I eat that every day. I drink my vitamin C, coffee. I take vitamin D when I'm not in Florida. How about vitamin E? I took vitamin E this morning. You know what vitamin E is? Exercise. I already worked out this morning. Yeah, I get up early. I was out. I wasn't out. I will go out today, hopefully. We had some freezing rain here, but I plan on walking. I love walking, but I worked out. I lifted weights this morning. Vitamin E, that's the real vitamin E. How do you like that? Okay? Vitamin E is exercise, and everybody needs it. Everybody needs it. Okay? If you're not mobile, then get some grips. Get grippers or whatever and do things that you can do if you're not really mobile or you got a bad knee or whatever. Well, there's always ways to, even stationary, to lift weights and be strong, especially in your core and your legs. Your legs and your brain are directly related. The strength of your legs and your brain are directly related. So I take vitamin E. I work out. Yeah, okay? So A, B, C, D, E, okay? What other one would I take? How about vitamin P? Vitamin P, probiotics. Did you take your probiotics this morning? You should. I did. Probiotics. You know me and bacteria. There's a war going on. You might not see it, guys. You might not see it. I like to talk about the invisible war that goes on in your body between your good and bad bacteria. There's 3 armies in your body. 3, okay? 1, good bacteria. They're on your side, okay? They come from probiotics, and they make up your healthy microbiome. You got 3 pounds of good bacteria. You should. Trillion, not billions, trillions of bacteria. So don't be scared of bacteria, guys. Don't be scared of, I gotta clean my everything, over clean. Don't over clean, because now you're making bacteria that will resist cleaning. So you have good guys, you have bad guys, you have bad bacteria. Okay? But as long as you have more good than bad, you win. But one of the most insidious things is the 3rd army. It's called yeast, or candida, or fungus. Incredible how important that army is. And the yeast army, which is very invasive, which is at the root of most cancers, which can spread to your brain, spread to your joints, spread to your skin, spread to your lungs. That's called fungus. It's called yeast. And that army only invades your body for 2 reasons. 1, you don't have enough friendly bacteria. That's why I take vitamin P every day, probiotics. And why is that? Again, because it keeps yeast down. And secondly, what's the second thing that keeps yeast down? What's the second thing that keeps yeast down? Stop eating sugar. Because yeast loves sugar and hates steak. I think that's my new book. Yeast loves sugar and hates steak. Yeah. So that's why I take vitamin P. How about O? I know the alphabet. I got ahead of myself. What's vitamin O? Omega-3. Omega-3. Okay? That is such an important vitamin. It's a supplement, but I call it a vitamin when I'm talking about essentials. It's an essential because omega-3 is a fatty acid. It is so good for your brain. It's so good for your heart. It's so good against cancer. It's so good for everything. It's good for your eyeballs. And the best part of omega-3 is DHA, which is the long chain fatty acid. Longer the better, because what happens when you have like you got EPA, you got DHA, and these are your long chains, but the DHA, your brain is made up of DHA. And if you want to protect your brain, that's why it's so important. I love vitamin O, omega-3. Now we get a lot of omega-6. Omega-6 is found in the plant kingdom. And it's not bad, except that when you're having vegetable oils, when you cook with vegetable oils, or you have a veggie burger or whatever, the meatless craze today, what happens? That's elevating your omega-6. And the problem with omega-6 is the ratio between omega-6 and omega-3. If the ratio is not about 3 or 4 to 1, then your body creates a lot of inflammation. And you guys know we talk about inflammation all the time. So did you take your vitamins this morning? I got another one. I'm not finished the alphabet yet. Did you take your vitamin W? Vitamin W. You guys know what that is. Water. I've already had almost 2 liters, full liter of water already. I start my day every morning, 7 days a week, no exceptions. I start my day. You guys know me. I always think, all I can think of, I get up in the morning, I turn my coffee machine on. Oh, I gotta have a coffee, but I don't let myself have a coffee. Someone was asking me, Dr. Martin, I don't like
water. Yeah, well, who does? Until you get used to it, right? I like Pepsi. I like juice. I like, whatever. I know you like that, but that's not good for you, and only water is water. I know coffee is 95% water, but it's not water because your body has to filter that. Water is the only thing that goes directly to your bloodstream. It does not pass go. It's like Monopoly. It goes directly to your bloodstream within seconds. That water is sent into your bloodstream and it washes your bowel and it washes everything. And only water will clean your kidneys. Your kidneys is Niagara Falls. It needs vitamin W. You have to think of what your kidneys do. It makes urine. Why does it make urine? Because it takes your toxins and makes urine. And you need to get rid of that. Oh, Dr. Martin, if I drink water, I might have to go for a pee. Yeah, that's the point. You want to go for a pee. Pretend you're a dog and go for a pee. It's actually good for you. You're detoxing. I know. I don't want you to go for a pee 10 times at night. I understand that. So maybe stop drinking. Okay, you got to figure that out. I mean, I don't want you up every 5 minutes, but that's not because you're drinking water. Usually it's because you got trouble, ladies, with your bladder, or men got trouble with their prostate. I mean, when you're up frequently at night, men got an enlarged prostate. And your prostate needs water too, okay? So, I mean, sometimes you have to make an adjustment. But somebody has asked me, many over the years, have asked me about how much water should I take. Well, I say a minimum of 2 liters. You need 2 liters. For my American friends, that's 64 ounces of water. And I got no problem with you measuring it out. And remember things about habits. Habits take 3 weeks. It takes 3 weeks to form a habit. And that's why the gyms are full in January and empty in February. Because people, I didn't know exercise was going to be so hard. Yeah, everything that's worthwhile is hard. I always tell people when I do my reset, are you guys ready for my reset? By the way, it's coming. It's coming to a theater near you. I want you to join me on my reset. Okay? I'm going to do it in the new year. And it's a 4-week program that'll change your life. I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like it. It's been incredible, incredible, incredible. It's I always tell people it's simple, and I'm going to teach the science behind it. And what it does, it's just incredible. I'm going to do a tremendous teaching on that. But in the meantime, it's simple, but it's not easy. Any habit is simple, like go to the gym or exercise. Well, Doc, I don't like exercise. Who said you have to like it? You will like it. It's like me. I knew years and years and years ago I wasn't drinking enough water. Okay? It's a habit. It's like, oh, Dr. Martin, if I don't have 4 sugars in my coffee, I can't drink it. Well, you know what? Form a new habit. You'll be surprised what happens. You have to start. And people are so easy to be discouraged, especially you ladies. When you ladies are disciplined, and let me rephrase that. Especially you ladies when it comes to weight loss. You're a woman. It's different than a man. If a man decides to lose weight, if he really decides, man, lose 2 pounds a day if they need it. Women, not so much. Why is that? Because you're a woman. Every hormone you own wants to hold on to fat. So don't be so hard on yourself. Women are very hard on themselves because their goal is often weight loss, when my goal for them, look, I want you to lose weight too if you want to lose weight. But I want you to be healthy. And it's simple, but it's not easy. Any habit that you want to break and to form a new one is never easy, but it's simple. It's not hard to understand the benefits of it, but it's not easy because you have to discipline yourself. I often talk about this is, in many of my books that I've written, I always talked about the 3Ds: desire, determination, and discipline. You need the 3Ds to change habits. Okay? Like January, I want to lose weight. Well, that's a wonderful thing. It's a great desire, right? But now you have to be determined to do it. And determination is a transfer in, I want to do it, from your brain into what we call the heart. Like you really mean it. Now I'm determined. I'm going to do this. And then discipline. That's every day. You know what the hardest word in the English language is? No. That's the hardest word. How to say no. There's sugar there. Nope, not going to eat that. There's carbs there. Nope, not going to eat that. It takes discipline, doesn't it? And that the hardest words in the English language is no, N-O. No, I won't take that. I know you're offering it to me, but I won't do it. And you know what? Look, if anything is worthwhile in life, it's going to be tough. Nobody said it was easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. I get it. Okay? I love carbs, by the way. If you had to live with my Italian stallion, I love carbohydrates. I got to be very careful. I could live on carbs. I get it when people tell me that they love that. But you know what discipline is? Discipline and forming habits takes a minimum of 3 weeks. And this is why I have a reset, but it's 4 weeks. And the reason is that it really gets cemented. I found at the cellular level, everything gets better in 4 weeks. Okay, love you guys. Share this with your friends.
You've reached the end of another Doctor is In podcast with your hosts, Dr. Martin Jr. and Sr. Be sure to catch our next episode, and thanks for listening.